streaming. Let's see if it pops up. Okay, it popped up. Sorry guys, I don't have a camera on this. Give me a second. Video capture device. There we go. Alright, there we go. So y'all should be seeing that. Alright, I had to start over because I had something on the last stream, and I didn't want that on there. Just because that individual probably would not appreciate having that information out there. So, we're going on the spectrum of getting pulled over by police officers. So, I first want to start off with what I'm reading. I didn't see this when I first watched the video. I kind of just like glanced over it because I just wanted to get like a kind of like a broad spectrum. So, essentially this individual decided on posting this video with the captioning of it being black in America, or being black in, well, I should say being black in America is a crime. So obviously this person was probably in a rush riding. I'm not going to say that he doesn't know how to speak English. But being black in America, an American, is a crime, according to Miami-Dade police. So this is 110% false accusation, and already putting your ass out there. You're basically showing your ass already. So, from what I've been told, the individual was pulled over for not wearing his seatbelt. And it is what it is. You got pulled over. You're wrong, you're wrong. I'm not going to debate the whole spectrum, you know, should you not wearing a seatbelt be part of a crime? Driving is a privilege, not a right. Understand that. Before you can even speak on that spectrum, it is a privilege, not a right. They could take it away from you and never be able to drive a vehicle. And if you do get pulled over, you could go to jail for quite some amount of time if they take that right or that privilege away from you. I shouldn't say right. Yeah, I know some people like to fight it and do whatever they do and go to court and this and that. That's your own money. That's your own business. If you can't be part of the governed people as a government and follow rules set about by a group of people, then you don't deserve the right. It's that simple. I'm not going to argue about it. I'm not going to... There's no leeway in that. It's a white and black line there. There's no gray spectrum. White and black. White and black. Remember that. I'm not going to go into gray spectrums. And, you know, I'll go into my personal opinions. I'll listen to other people's opinions. But when you start going off the deep end, it's like gray spectrums, you know, theories and, you know, poltergeists and space aliens, you're somewhere else. We're going to address this simple problem, right? Captioning of this video already showing your ass. I don't care what anyone wants to say about it. He was showing his ass, right? So we're going to listen to it.
This is how you guys get killed out here, man.
So, the police officer verbalizes that horribly. So this is what the situation is. The police officer pulled over this individual for not wearing his seatbelt. He's shuffling around in his vehicle where the police officer feels so uncomfortable he has to open the individual's door because he can't locate the registration and insurance for vehicles. This is out of Miami-Dade. No one knows that this vehicle was stolen. I don't know if he's gotten reports back from Miami-Dade dispatch telling that the vehicle was stolen or not. You know, it's in his grandmother's name, blah, 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 this and that. Once again, it is a right to be able to walk places. Once you get behind the wheel of a vehicle, there's laws put in place that you must have certain things with you. One being is, in Florida, you're supposed to have your registration and your insurance. Now, some police officers have leeway on it because I believe some registrations have like the insurance information on the registration. Some allow you to do it digitally. I'm not sure in regards to law here in Florida if you can do it digitally or not. But nonetheless, you're supposed to have these things. About getting pulled over, once you get pulled over, you should have your hands on the steering wheel at all times. There's no reason to take your hands off the steering wheel once you've pulled over. So if you're going to do anything, you need to do it before you pull over. So if you want to roll down a window, do it before you pull over. If you want to try to find the paperwork, do it before you pull over. If you can't find that paperwork before you pull over and that officer exits his vehicle, hands on the steering wheel. Real simple. White and black. Like I said, there's no gray spectrum in there. There's nothing you should be doing when you're being detained by a police officer other than having your hands on the steering wheel. Okay? White and black. So, second thing, waiting for the police officer to get up to your vehicle. Real simple. All you gotta do is look in your side view mirror, keeping your hands on the steering wheel. When that police officer gets to your window, you will look at the police officer. Real simple. You will point down, saying, I'm gonna roll down my window. Real simple. You can still see both hands and everything. If that police officer wants to open up your door and address you, he can. That's fine. If your door is locked and you need to roll down the window, once again, that's a spectrum in which you forgot to do before you had that police officer get to your window while you were pulling over. So, real simple. With me, I have an electronic window. All I do is press a button once. Boop! There you go. Hands on the steering wheel. Real simple. Police officer addressed me. Hey, I'm Officer So-and-so. You know, do you know why I pulled you over? Once again, you do not have to answer that question. You don't have to say anything. You do not have to say literally anything when you get pulled over. That's the beauty of here in Florida. I don't know about other states, but here you don't have to say nothing. All you have to do is abide by what the police officer says. So he says, you know why I pulled you over? You can give him a simple response, or just shake your head no. And he'll inform you, most likely, why you got pulled over. He'll tell you, I'll tell you why he pulled you over after you give me your license, registration, proof of insurance. Real simple. So with me, I do have a handgun. You know, I have my handgun in a separate place than I have my documents for safety reasons. You shouldn't have your documents the same place where you have your safety firearm. So I tell the police officer, hey, is it okay if I open my console and get the registration and insurance for you? And they're like, yeah, okay, you can do that. So what I do is I lean back in my seat. You can obviously see both hands. I have my other hand here up. I reach to my console, open it up where they can see. I reach my hand in, grab my license or my registration and insurance, and I hand it to the police officer. Real simple. You can still see both hands. Everything's going great, right? If I didn't have that stuff, all you gotta say is, officer, I don't know where that stuff is located in my vehicle because this is my vehicle. And he'll probably give you further instructions from there. If he wants you to look for it in the glove box while he goes around the other side of your vehicle, he might address you to do that. But that's on his decisions. Or he may have you completely get out of the vehicle and sit on the curb while he looks for that information himself. You never know. At this point, you're detained by the police officer. You committed a civil violation, which is, you know, you violated a traffic law. So, you're still wrong. I don't understand why people want to fight this. So, once that is all done and complete, if you have that license and registration and proof of insurance, then you give them that information. Then the police officer will walk back to his vehicle, or he'll say that information right next to your vehicle, get all that information back, and then if everything comes back clean, he'll give you your information, and you'll be on your merry way. Unfortunately, with this individual, it seems like he wanted to make things complicated. If you can't find your information, and you can't find what the police officer is asking for, and he's already asked you once, because I could hear through the video that he's already asked you once for your license, registration, proof of insurance. Now, he does have the dude's license when he says what he says, but once again, if he's asked you already, it's not the time to decide on picking up your cell phone and start recording. There's zero reason for it. You don't have a reason to be recording. So once again, it is a civil violation, and it is a law. It is a traffic law, which a group of governed people got together and said, yes, due to the negligence of individuals not wearing a seatbelt and a high totality of deaths, we are requiring it that you wear seatbelts in this state. Now, different states have different rules. I know New Hampshire does not require you to wear a seatbelt. Here in Florida, it is a law. It was passed. It was voted on. It was pushed up. People fought it. They lost. Simple, white and black. Once again, you're in a gray spectrum. You do not get to choose that spectrum. You have no control in that. There was a vote, and it passed through. White and black, buddy. You can't fight white and black. Get real simple with it. You could go on to theories and spectrums in regards to it, but like I told that guy, white and black. White and black. If you don't have it on white and black, where it says it is wrong to pull someone over for violating a civil law, then go ahead and show it to me. I will wait for you to show it to me, because I know you can't. And this is what I'm saying. People don't like being told they are wrong. You don't like being told you're wrong. That's the problem here. You don't like being told you are wrong. And look, I forgot to do this. And look, you have a Discord to try to prove your case. But once again, I can tell you, in white and black, in the state of Florida, it is illegal to drive without your seatbelt on. You want to know the glory of that and how I know that? Because I drive without my seatbelt on. Does that matter? See, once again, you're in a gray spectrum. It doesn't matter how you feel about the government. We have a government. They do what they do. That's not your spectrum. That's not your area. Stay within your lines. Stay within this context of this problem. Stop going off into gray never never land. That's gray never never land, Mr. Wojoness. Let's stay within their spectrum, which is an individual driving in their car trying to get to work. That has nothing to do with the government. That has nothing to do with this. That has nothing to do with that. Being wrong is being wrong. Let's stick to that subject. This is why I'm making this video, because you're wrong. And it's not, oh, you know, some old folks wrote it on a paper, it's something of a Nazi. That's stupid. 100% stupid. That is not your spectrum. Please explain to me who you are that you think that the laws within the state of Florida are your spectrum. Please, what state administrator are you? Or not even, I don't believe it good. I don't even think it's state administration. Please tell me what governing power you are to say that you have anything with regard to the spectrum of how laws are vindicated in Florida. I'll wait for that, and I'll keep going. So, in regards to the traffic violation, the way the officer said what he said just there was very inappropriate. What would have been better is, sir, when I approached the vehicle, you were rustling around in your vehicle, and I didn't know what you were grabbing for. For future reference, please just keep your hands on the steering wheel till police address you. And if you're missing something, you don't know where it is, we'll take appropriate actions in regards to that situation once it arises. There's been conflicts in the past that individuals have been doing that, and officers have been shot, or officers have shot individuals in vehicles. I wouldn't say prematurely, but they felt threatened when individuals had weapons on them and they were looking around their body to try to find their driver's license. Like, it's hidden somewhere. I don't know where you hide your driver's license, is your underwear or something, but nonetheless, I keep my driver's license in my wallet, and I keep my wallet away from my weapon. So it's kind of common sense here, people. Don't. That's another stupid thing to say. It literally is you are not ruled by the government. The majority of people have formed a community to be governed, and essentially people have been appointed to adhere to that government. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't know the spectrum. You're way out in Never Never Land, and something that's way beyond your capacity of understanding. That's way beyond your capacity of understanding, literally by what I just seen there. Out of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages you just wrote, this is way out of your spectrum. So let's dumb it down once again, like I said before, to if you're this individual being wrong, driving with your seatbelt off. That's where we are at. So get out of the spectrum of this government and this, that, but you're way out. You're way out of there. I'm giving you viable viable accessibility to actually prove your point, but you're going way off into something that you're not viable in. Just like that other guy. I know he's not going to come in here because when somebody who has knowledge and calls you out addresses these things, y'all try to go way off into Never Neverland to prove a point. What do you mean? Do you understand what being governed is? It's a law. They write tickets. This is you're way beyond comprehension of what's going on here. So I'm not gonna bother. All right, Wilderness, you can write whatever you want to write, but you're fucking retarded. I'm just gonna say it straight out. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're on the spectrum that you feel like you should be able to do whatever you feel like, and other people can't make actions against you, which is completely fucking oblivious. So good luck with that, buddy. I hope you run into someone who has a mentality of you're gonna do what law abides, and they teach you a lesson or two, bro. Because it's gonna happen. I can tell you that. One way or another, it's gonna happen. You're gonna run into that one dude one day, and you're gonna say, "Oh, I don't have to do that," and you're gonna right in the face. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I can fucking guarantee you it. I'll wait for the response on it or the video. It's gonna happen. Someone's gonna clock you in the freaking face and detain you for something you feel like doing because that's your choice. Yeah, initiating violence is wrong. Yeah, you could go ahead and do whatever you feel like doing because it's wrong. Yeah, that's not wrong. Yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna keep on going with this video.
Registration and
What?
insurance.
Say that again.
So look, with this video, he has given the police officer his driver's license. He's already asked for his license and registration. This individual has failed to comply and decided on recording rather than providing the license, or not the license, I keep saying license, because I'm so used to saying license, registration, proof of insurance. The proof of insurance and registration. He's failing to provide this information and is deciding on recording a police officer rather than providing this information.
Tonight, a traffic stop caught on camera has gone viral following questionable comments made.
29-year-old Gerardson Nicholas was on his
That's
way to
this
work
guy.
when says he feared for his life.
Okay, and that's another thing here too. There's not much of the video. It's pretty short here. So it looks like from the demeanor I'm already looking from the police officer, I could get a kind of a spectrum of probably what happened. And this is from my opinion. When this individual pulled over, instead of getting what he needed to get, he decided on pulling out his cell phone and recording. That's what it sounds like to me. And then he wants to become combative in regards to getting the information that a police officer is trying to get. That's what it seems like. That's my opinion, just from the demeanor of how he looks, the way the police officer is pointing at him, which is something I would do if I told someone, get your license and registration, and they failed to do it. The second time, I would point at them and say, you need to give me your license and registration. That it's kind of like this is your second stage before I pull you out of your vehicle and put your face into the ground, because you need to listen to instructions. It's real simple. It's a traffic stop. Either you can make it go really smoothly like I do, even with having replica weapons out in the open, which is against the law in Florida. Remember that. I have been pulled over with replica weapons in the open, where police officers literally have the legal right to draw out their weapon and have me at gunpoint. And yeah, I got away with no ticket, no incident. Didn't even have a lieutenant or another police officer come until after I was out of the vehicle, standing next to my vehicle. I didn't even have to get put into handcuffs, just for the simple fact is I knew I was wrong. And he did his job. He pulled the weapon out of the backpack. He made sure it was an airsoft gun. He laid it on top of the vehicle. The supervisor for the ship came along, looked at the replica weapon. He was like, okay, cool, we're good here. He was like, hey, go ahead and put your stuff back in your bag. I put my replica weapon back in my bag. I tucked it back underneath the seat and put my jacket back over it like it was before I went out with family, and went on about my business. This guy can't even keep the common sense and integrity to just give the damn officer license, registration, proof of insurance. If you had that much of an issue of doing that, you don't deserve the ability to drive. You need to have that privilege taken away from you because you're failing simple instructions. I'm going to trust you behind the wheel to follow a red light, green light, or stop sign. You can't even do that. But I mean, you were born in the life of that, so I don't understand why you're going on into this. I paid taxes or get a threat of force. You were born in the life of that. It's not like it's something that magically changed. So I don't know what you're going on about that. This is why I like having this. I like having this spectrum so you can see how bad people are. You can see how much people have fallen off the face of the earth, feeling like they could do what they feel like, feeling like, oh, we're ruled by these said people and stuff like that, and, you know, we should feel like we're oppressed, and, you know, someone's out to get me, and, you know, police officers only want to kill black people, and what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I really want to know what is generally wrong with you to feel like another human being wants to go outside and kill a specific race for no reason and face the backlash nowadays in 2022. Where are you mentally? Nobody does that, dude. You know how many people and issues we have nowadays in regards to police officers? People don't want to be police officers nowadays. That's why I'm not going to become a police officer. Even though I'm well in the spectrum of becoming a police officer, I know how to detain people. I know legal rights. I know when to pull someone out of their vehicle. I know how to get away with it. I know how to freaking write on paperwork the reason why I pulled you out of your vehicle and put your face against the ground. I know how to do that stuff. I understand. I understand police officers because I came from that spectrum of, you know, working with police officers and, you know, the spectrum of training. But it's something you get when you've had that sense of training. You've gone through that type of thing. Going on about the government and all this other stuff, I have no cares in the world for any of that stuff. What I care for is people using a narrative to make someone else look bad. I'm going to say unintentionally, when the person has a lapse of judgment. So I'm going to say, in all 100%, the individual had a lapse of judgment being the police officer and saying, this is how you guys get killed. Rather than saying, when you're messing with stuff in your vehicle, when I approach your vehicle, it looks really bad on my spectrum because I feel like you're reaching for a weapon. The way he made it sound like black people are always doing something wrong. That's what it made it sound like, and everybody's going to push it out there, and the media's pushing it out there. Is that simple fact. He was a white cop saying, this is how y'all get killed. Rather than looking at the whole spectrum of the story. And it's sad. It really is. It's 100% sad. And the biggest thing about it is, it's generally peer pressure from the media and other things that gets good police officers fired for having a simple lapse, because people out of the spectrum basically harass authorities to want to leave. So once again, Wilderness, you have the Discord, so you're being, first off, you're being a keyboard warrior. You're well on the spectrums that are way beyond your knowledge. And to say someone who put their life on the line for a country which is supposed to be a nation under God, in which I believe in peace and equality and people that sometimes don't have the ability to enforce that on their own, is stealing tax dollars because other people don't have the fortitude to make it through the training and have the ability to know right and wrong in their head. Just even looking at that, really fucking eggs me. It really does. Because the American people pay soldiers to spread the thought that freedom is possible. And this is where the spectrum is. I guarantee you've never been to Afghanistan where freedom is not a thing. They don't have rights over there. People get killed every single day over there and just thrown in a damn ditch. Okay? There's little girls that get sold for goats. And they feel like they get cheated for being sold for goats. You want that in the United States? Where your daughter can't even talk? She can't even go outside without having a whole black dress on that shows literally nothing. And she still can't talk at that. Remember that these things are in other countries where they don't have rights. You can't have... Look at North Korea. You can't even write on anything in regards to North Korea and YouTube. They don't have rights on the internet. They don't have freedom of speech, freedom of press. Look at freaking Russia. Russians will destroy you if you write some negatory or obligatory thing toward their government if you live in their country. Now, I'm pretty sure I've seen a survey where 90% of the people are pretty happy in Russia and willing to fight for Russia. But, you know, it is what it is. So, India, this is so funny. So I've got off Spectrum. So if you guys just want to know about the pullover by police, I'm going off Spectrum, guys, in regards to this government thing because he's pretty retarded. I'm gonna say it straight out there, 100% retarded. We don't invade other countries to make enemies. The only time we've ever invaded a country where I thought it was like, was when we did the whole freaking Fallujah thing, the weapons of mass destruction, and we found nothing. Okay, other than that, it's always been something where we've gone because innocent people are dying. And the United States is a global power that has the ability to assist individuals where innocents are dying. You don't see anyone that's in the UN or any of that stuff ever providing funding the way Americans do. You never see them providing American lives or people's lives in general to assist in other issues. I mean, just look at the Ukraine. There's American soldiers training Ukrainians out of Ukraine because that would start a World War III. But there are American soldiers who are helping Ukraine, like veterans, helping Ukrainian soldiers rescue children and people who are stranded and stuff like that. So it's just embarrassing you're even talking at this point. I don't know who your mother and father are, but I'm embarrassed for them. I want to let you know that. I'm embarrassed for your mother and father. I would never want a child that lives in the United States talking the way that you do. I'm embarrassed. No, that is not true. And it's just like here in the United States. If one person feels like they are being violated, they have the right to stand up and to put things in the spectrum where they want to be fended for. No one in this world deserves to be slaughtered on a mass scale or to fall into a spectrum where they feel like they have no rights. They can't even talk or do something. And there's countries that are still out there like that. Look at North Korea. Look at Afghanistan. These people don't see themselves. And that's even more embarrassing that you are older than me. You're digging yourself a deeper pit here, bud. So now, not only are you more embarrassed, you don't understand government or how it works. You don't understand how laws work. You have this ideology where you feel like people can be free, but it doesn't require violence. There's something out of your head if you freaking think that's going to happen, because I guarantee you're not going to let me walk into your house and be like, this is my house now, get out, dude. So, mind blown how you think that's ever going to freaking happen. Yeah, I'm embarrassed for your parents, bro. I really am. I'm embarrassed for you and your parents. It's embarrassing. It really is. And to say, kiddo, I want to hear you. Go ahead and jump into Discord. You can do it completely free. Click on the link. It does require vote. Tell me where we have gotten any type of freedom in the history of anything, even I think it's called like Paleolithic times and caveman times, where anybody was free, that they did not have to have some type of violence. Let's even look on the spectrum of being in the forest. Wolves will eat your ass if you are out when the sun goes down by yourself out in the forest. They will eat you alive. What peaceful people? What peaceful people are you talking about? There's no such thing as peaceful people here in 2022 in this world. There is not a single peaceful country that is not looking out for itself or its endeavors or the people that live within that country. Please inform me what anything of people is peaceful. Even Africa still has tribes that slaughter each other on a daily basis nowadays. In Africa, where there's the least amount of Western influence, still killing each other. Please inform me where in this world, other than in Never Never Land, is there something? Once again, driving is a privilege, not a right. You must do things in order to drive. White and black. You understand when signing the documentation of getting your driver's license that you're required to carry these things while you drive. When you get pulled over by a police officer, these are the freaking rules and inspections you will follow. You will provide this documentation. You signed a paper, you got your driver's license, you failed to do what you needed to do, you had to pay the consequences. It's not harassment, it's not freaking against the law, it's not against the government, it's not against the people, because we all voted for it. So once again, you are failing to provide your spectrum and your facts that are white and black to support what you're saying. Basically, you're a freaking millennial with really horrible ideologies that I really wish people like you would get put on an airplane and sent to places like Afghanistan, because they'd probably kill you the first day you're there. Because that's how they feel. And they don't have to go by your rights in other countries. Remember that. It does not matter that you are American in other countries. You follow their rules, and you go by what they seem. Yeah, the people. The mass of people. We are a mass of people. Here in the United States, we are a mass of people. So if we, as a group of people, believe that this is wrong, and we put it on paper and say, this is how we're going to follow it, and the people who don't do it will get fined, guess what? That is the mass of people. If you want to go against the people, that's just like saying killing people isn't wrong. That's your same ideology. So you think I should go next door or downstairs and shoot someone of my neighbors and not feel like I should have any repercussions for it? Because that's the same ideology you have. So if you believe that, please provide your name and address so I can get you hospitalized. Please do. And your parents. Because they need to be hospitalized as well. Because you openly admitted that they taught you the same way. So all three of you are going to be Baker acted. And I hope that someone's freaking IP address tracking your ass and Baker acts you. You literally just said, but someone voted and wrote it down, so it's okay. Which means that you don't go by laws, right? It's against the law to kill people. So you're feeling that killing people is, you're going against yourself. So now, vindicate yourself. Now I'm going to wait for you to vindicate yourself. Your prior statement and your most recent statement go against each other. So please fix it. And once again, that war god person did not.
in that moment.
Can't stop thinking about it. Still to Jack Kemp.
The officer made the bold statement on June 15th. Let's show you how it all went down.
Go to jail today? I'm going to work, man. No, you're not going to work. I'm going to work.
Okay, so here. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going because you're way out there, bro. You're literally class against yourself. So talking to you is like literally talking to a brick wall. I guarantee you, if you're older than me, you need to be in a mental home. You need to be Baker acted. You need to find out what country you're living in and what we fought for to have the ability to talk the way that we talk and have the freedom of press. You need to educate yourself. It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna bother responding to you at this point. I'm gonna keep going through with the video until you can actually vindicate yourself. Come to the Discord and vindicate yourself because you're embarrassing, bro. So, with the rest of the video, the officer told him that he was going to be arrested. If you don't provide registration and proof of insurance, and it can't be validated, technically, if they can't validate it through dispatch, they recently bought the car or something like that, can be arrested because they don't know if the car is stolen or not. Once again, could the officer handle this situation better? Yes. But I'm pretty sure at this point he's probably already asked him for his license, registration, proof of insurance, and the individual thought it'd be a slick idea to start recording the police officer, like it's going to make him change his mind of how he's going to act and conduct himself as a law enforcement officer. It's not. I can tell you that right now. It's not. You're going to end up with your face in the ground. You deserve it.
You're going to give me your driver's license.
Look, with that prior statement right there, the individual was refusing to give the police officer his driver's license. The individual was literally just saying, as a detained individual, he was telling the police officer, no, I'm going to leave because I'm going to work. So you're detained by a police officer for violating a law, which is not wearing your seatbelt, which is a traffic violation here in Florida, and you just openly admitted that you are going to flee the scene, basically. This is what I'm saying. Everything you say can and will be used you and against the court of law. So this individual really doesn't have a leg to stand on it. Especially with this post, I would destroy this guy in court. Destroy him. Destroy him. You showed your ass saying that apparently it's against the law to drive while being black in the United States of America. You refuse to give your license to a police officer after they've been asked it. I'm not sure if it is against... Let me see. Give me one... Okay, so in the state of Florida, it is against the law to not identify yourself when you are stopped for a traffic violation. So it is against the law. So eventually, not only does he have him for not wearing a seatbelt now he has a refusal to identify himself. That's 2 charges already. That's 2, right?
Give me your driver's license, registration, and insurance. If not, you will not be going to work today. Simple thing, man. This is how you guys get killed out here, man.
You see? So this is the spectrum. So the officer has asked him for this information. This is why I hate that regular people are able to go to court cases for police officers. So the officer asked him for his license, registration, proof of insurance already. The individual denied that he was going to give him his license, stated he was going to go to work, basically openly admitted that he was going to be fleeing the scene when he is detained, and the officer, out of frustration or his lack of professionality at the time, because I don't know this officer, so I'm going to have to go on what I have here, and I'm always going to go for the positive police officers, because I believe people are positive here in the United States and want to follow laws, want to follow, to be safe. People don't go out there just trying to kill people. That's what I want to believe. But this individual felt like recording this, and rather than following simple instructions, made the police officer lose professionality. Like I said, most likely this is probably going to be a write-up, and this dude's like, oh, oh, he hurt my tiny little pride because he was doing his job the way he was supposed to. He said these things, so now I want to go to court and get like $300,000 so I don't have to work because I'm a deadbeat and I can't follow simple instructions. That's exactly what it is. People out here, they make these videos, they do this and be ignorant so they can make money. It's that simple. So they can get their little space of freaking stardom. That's why they do these things. It's embarrassing. It really is. And if you don't watch the Officer Tatum show, you need to watch the Officer Tatum show, because people like this need to be addressed. The people who are speaking for the entirety of colored people, saying, oh, I just want colored people to be able to get pulled over and share the same spectrum in regards to like white people get pulled over. I've never had an issue with a police officer. I've never gotten into an argument with a police officer. I've had weapons out in broad daylight and never had an issue with a police officer. I used to live in Kansas where open carry was legal. Never got stopped by a police officer. Never got told anything by a police officer. It's how you treat people. It's knowing your rights, and it's knowing when to fight things. I'm not going to put my life on the line with a police officer with an open weapon in my vehicle and try to fight with him. I'm not going to do it. It's stupid. Why would I do that? It's stupid. If you put yourself in that line and you want to do it, that's your life. You can enjoy that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to obey the laws. I'm going to pay my taxes. I'm going to go out, eat my food, and have my freedoms that my country fought for, because other countries don't have those freedoms. And I'm going to enjoy my freedoms that I fought for. And if I feel like something's wrong, you can appeal it in court and make a freaking, whatever it's called. Like I said, that's way out of my spectrum. But you can appeal it in court. If you don't want to wear a seatbelt, go in and make an amendment to it and try to pass it through the system. I guarantee you it's going to get shot down. A lot of the states follow freaking seatbelt laws. A lot of states aren't going to stop it. I can tell you that right now.
Registration and
What?
insurance. My God.
This happened on
My God.
This happened on Northeast 159th Street at 18th Avenue around 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. The very real and raw video quickly going viral on social media. And Nicholas says he is still traumatized by that statement and the
Yeah. And like I said, still traumatized. You get pulled over by a single police officer doing the wrong thing, you're traumatized. Please, cry me a river, dude. Go ahead and cry me a damn river. You're pathetic. You're 100% pathetic. I wish you'd become a police officer and do some real damn work. You probably work at the fucking Piggly Wiggly up the road from your house, thinking that freaking you're actually doing some damn work. Get yourself a damn career, dude. Fucking pathetic.
tired.
Officer, he was just target me. 'Cause
Look, that right there. This is exactly. I want you to listen to this.
Because I'm black.
Miami
Literally,
Because I'm black.
listen to that.
Nothing to the officer, he was just target me. I always walk. I didn't do nothing to the officer, he was just target me.
I didn't
I'm
do
black.
anything to the officer. He just targeted me because I'm black. So you weren't driving without your. So now you've just released a false statement as well. So that's 3 charges. If this goes to court, you have 3 charges against you. You just released a false statement. You were driving without your seatbelt on, and you were refusing to identify yourself when a law enforcement officer stopped you for a traffic violation. And you released a false statement because you just openly admitted. And I think they have some type of racial thing now. When you claim false racial motivations with a police officer, I think that's a charge now, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 4 violations you're looking up to if you take this to court. You're probably gonna go to jail, dude. You're probably gonna go to jail. It's real simple. Whoever stopped freedom of speech, government. We're the only government that allows freedom of speech, from my understanding. I don't know if other countries allow freedom of speech in the same context that we do, but I sure as hell know Russia don't. Go out in the street and start protesting, see what happens. Even better yet, look at Australia and COVID-19 restrictions. They don't show it on the news, but go to Australia and be walking around where they tell you got to be indoors. I dare you to. I double dog dare you, bro, because I love watching those videos. But nonetheless, anyone who's watching this video and can see the bigger picture, if you want to zoom in on this Wojo-ness clown, yeah, apparently he's older than me and essentially lives in the United States, but doesn't agree with U.S. citizens. It's funny. I think it's funny. Nonetheless, I proved my point. Anyone who wants to try to fight it, go ahead and try to fight it in the comment section. It's got to be in white and black. Once again, like this dude, I'm not going to go off into gray spectrums and into stuff that you don't understand. If you understand it and I feel like you can actually understand it, then I'll go off in that spectrum with you personally. But like with this guy, just a joke. That's what he is. So nonetheless, thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. As always, you be safe on the road. Don't say, please start targeting you. They're not. So, go ahead and have a wonderful day.